You could send over the link. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I want to do this. Pop this out. Put this over here. Make that smaller. This seems acceptable. Discord is still going to be hard for me to spend all this time setting up 3 monitors, and now I need one. That's how it goes. Welcome back, everybody. It's what, Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Back on YouTube.
I mean, if it wasn't Wednesday, we shouldn't have the Aggie open, right?
That's fair. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, whew. The pen didn't work for a second. I was very worried. It is Wednesday. It is the viewer suggestion. We have a lot. We have like 18 today, I think. So yeah, we're gonna get that going. Let's start off with a rugby sketch. Draw some sketches from the YouTube community. Try to get some more work done. That's it. That's all I got. I have no larger plans today. Wham. Wham, wham, wham. I'm gonna draw the rugby how I feel today. Just very deflated. Jolene, hello, hello. Working on a small commission for a friend. That's no problem. Bionic, hello, how are you today? Got like a deputy dog going on here.
He does have some pretty good jowls going there.
What was the thing? There was a saying I was thinking about when you were talking about trying to find like the perfect. Maybe I don't think you ever said trying to find the perfect painting to emulate, but like you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I was certainly giving off that vibe.
Maybe remember who said it. I'm trying to remember the exact quote. It was something to the effect of like, nope, I can't remember. Can't remember the exact quote, but if you spend too much time trying to find the perfect thing, I feel like you can lose a lot of creativity and it's just like another form of procrastinating.
Sure. Yeah.
So, which is like 100% a legit way to procrastinate. Just like, and I think it goes back to the whole like trying to find the perfect brush, trying to find the perfect thing. It's like, maybe you just don't actually want to paint. Like, maybe you should do a different project and come back when the mood strikes you. Which isn't a bad.
I mean, yeah, no, I am coming back to it now that the mood has struck me again. I've been playing Minecraft way too much.
That's fair.
And ignoring my drawing because I couldn't deal with it.
I was worried that World of Warcraft was like stopping me from working on things. I haven't played WoW in like a week, 2 weeks. I still can't. I still can't get the gumption. So there's more to it than that. But I did have a weird realization that I think a lot of the reasons that I've slowed down on making the videos is because of I guess just fear, like fear in general of like either
Yeah,
not performing the way I want, or having the videos be exactly the way I want. And I think part of that's because I switched up kind of the format for them. I wanted to make them a little more animated. I'm not super happy with my animations, but so I'm still trying to figure that out. But I think the idea, it's easy to say like, oh, I should just do it, but like, yeah, there's definitely a vibe in my head of like, ugh, something doesn't feel right. So I got to figure out what that is. I think the one that's about to come out hopefully will be better. I got a pretty good kick of like, yeah, no, that's good. I like that. But
yeah, that's good.
yeah.
And that vibe of trying to figure out what isn't meshing, that is really what I was trying to do when I was looking at old masters. You're absolutely right. I was probably like, I definitely got to the point where I was procrastinating it, right? Where what I was doing wasn't really helping me, but the goal was specifically to find a direction. Since I wasn't happy with the direction I had been going. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So if anybody else is struggling with their art and not getting what they want out of it, like that's okay. Like that happens to everybody.
Lord Dio,
In
Western
every
Justice,
creative
hello.
process.
Gamma, hello. I am feeling better today. I don't really want to talk about SkipCat stuff on YouTube, but it's in the Discord. I talk a little more about it. He's doing pretty happy. He's chilling. I posted a picture of him for you. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
You're good.
Yeah. The weird, like, procrastination is a very strange thing. It's easy to kind of fall into it and just kind of rationalize. Something about, I was watching a video about it being like related to a fear response, like the fight or flight mechanism. It's like, that's kind of, it seems trivial, but like, yeah, but that's how your brain sees it. Like when there's something that doesn't feel right or like seems bad, or you don't want to do like a hard test or a homework assignment, your brain will just be like, run. You're like, okay. And so like, it feels better. It feels better to just not do. Which, yeah, they've been trying to get better with backgrounds, so it's been kind of hard, but pretty fun. Yeah, that's good. I think what I did is I drew like the weird Sonic rugby. Yeah, sometimes it's good to try to draw things that aren't really, you want to either get better at or just like are hard for you.
Yeah,
I think that's good and healthy to try those things. I tend to, like yesterday I tried to do that and I just fell back into sketching. I really just like sketching. So who knows?
and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with failure.
Yeah.
There's, especially when all you're doing is practicing, there's nothing wrong with failure. And I have to remind myself of that constantly, because I grew up in a high pressure perfectionist, very conservative sort of environment, and dealing with that has been hard.
It's rugby.
I think, yeah.
Hello, people.
Hey.
Dang it, I had something I wanted to talk about and I've forgotten what it was.
New video.
New video is working. It's going. Got the audio done. Got the art done. I just gotta, I got like the big artwork done. I just gotta get all the silly artwork done and put it together, so. Could be a day, could be a month, who knows? Who knows?
Probably a month.
Ordered some new stickers. Wait, no, I didn't. I ordered old stickers. There's a really good sale on stickers, so I got more of the Goblin Shark stickers because they go away. Like, anytime I'm like, hey, you guys want some stickers? They just always gravitate towards those. So it's like, all right, people like the Goblin Shark. Cool.
Yeah, because what if Street Shark but Goblin?
Mhm.
It's awesome.
I actually forgot about your Goblin Shark.
So it's pretty good. Pretty happy with that one.
Because I was like, Goblin Shark Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And it's like, wait, doesn't Rook have a Goblin Shark? Oh yeah, he does.
If you suffer from any underlying issues that can exacerbate procrastination, so just remember not because you're lazy. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Like, it's definitely, procrastination is definitely, I think underlying issues are usually the more aspect of it, because there are definitely things like you just don't want to do. Like, that's fine. And there's definitely moments of just laziness, just like, yeah, I just don't want to do that. But like, those are active things, right? Like, very few people are passively lazy. And I think that's why it's so frustrating, because people sometimes can't tell the difference. Like, if you're struggling with something versus just like actively not wanting to do something. If you don't want to do something, like, tell people that, because then, you know, they won't get mad at you for thinking you're just ignoring them. Ironically, my issue is never being afraid of failure. I'm afraid of consequences of succeeding. And Alexander wept because there were no more last card. Oh, I wish.
I
Teeth got
have
into you,
that.
what's it?
Yeah, I have that fear too. I'm terrified of failure and I'm terrified of succeeding.
I think this Rugby has to be done.
I actively hate washing dishes. I always try to get that with them.
Yep.
It's
But
the
there is a
worst
difference
chore.
between hating something and, you know, like, it's okay to hate doing the dishes.
No.
Still need to get done.
Yeah.
Which is the bummer part of it. So.
Like when I was living with roommates,
Yeah.
I always was asking, was like, hey, I really hate doing the dishes. Does someone else like doing dishes? I'll gladly do anything else in the house other than wash dishes.
Oh, it's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to draw another rugby. This is bad.
I like doing the dishes. It's a very zen moment for me.
I don't know. It's the washing of the food off the plates. It's always grosses me out.
I was a dishwasher for, I don't know, 5 years of my life. Maybe less than that. I usually start as a dishwasher and then move my way up pretty fast. And I've worked
Who
in,
gave Rigby catnip?
yeah, right. But yeah, like working in food services, I guess I was a dishwasher at a retirement home for a while, so that was awful. You eventually just turn that off. It's like, oh, what am I doing today? Sticking my hands in other people's gross food.
Yep.
Money.
That they chewed up.
So yeah, I don't have too much of an issue with dishes anymore.
Yeah,
Now I'm frustrated when there are dishes, and like, I will go out of my way to just start washing dishes if I like. This is gonna take too long for the dishwasher. I'm just gonna wash it all. I just gotta get it out of the way. So like, there's definitely different times of your life when things hit different. I really hate mowing the yard. I really hate it.
Yeah.
Some people love it.
Meat eating.
Yeah, it's just so boring. I find no joy in murdering grass. It's like, why do I have grass? I could literally just have anything else. I want to just let it go. I just want to let it go. I want to have a field. I'd be fine with that. Maybe buy a goat. Let the goat take care of it.
Not a bad idea, especially since most grass is not native. Like,
Yeah.
it's grown in an area that it's not native to, which means that it takes huge amounts of water and is really bad for environments, especially in the western United States.
I live alone, so I straight up minimalized my dishes: 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 forks, etc. Yeah, when I had just moved out, to go to college, I had a full dish set and stuff, and that was real easy to just not do dishes. And I discovered that was a problem. So, so it's good to know, like, if you have your limits, you can know when you have to clean things. these days I'm pretty good about like when I use a pan, I just wash it. Just like use the pan, wash it, put it away. No, just never dirty pots and pans laying around, and that has made my life much better. Adam Savage has a pretty good concept of cleaning up is important, but it's also it's like a gift to your future self.
Yeah.
And I really like that idea. So I have a nice set from my guests. Nice.
Don't be an ass to your future self.
Yep. Reseeded my yard with native grass, so it always looks better than the neighbors anyways. Yeah, I want to do that. Last year I let it grow. I only cut it 3 times last year, I think. I did 3 swaths. I did like half the yard and let the other half grow, and then when that got really, really tall, I cut that down and then did the whole thing once before the fall. And I think it looks great. Like now it looks really good in the spring. So I don't know if I'll do that again this year or not, but
big part of that is probably that the grass you have has a much healthier root network now.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, because like it was really sparse when we first moved here, and I've been trying to get it to kind of pick back up. I didn't give that other rugby ears. That's why he looked so funny.
That makes sense.
I mean,
I didn't catch that.
Wait. Let's add those in. There we go. In the temperate rainforest, we have strict water consumption during the summer, but I talk to people who live in the desert states in the U.S. and people are watering lawns during the summer. Yeah, so the way it works in the U.S. is like we basically have access to. I don't want to say we have unlimited water, but we have enough water for your purification systems and irrigation that there's very few water shortages. Cleanliness is a totally different thing, but there's few water shortages. So if you want to water your yard, it just costs you a lot of money, because as the drought goes up, they just raise the prices on the water. So yeah, some people just say fuck it and pay out the nose for a green yard, which I think is stupid. I really don't like it.
I also think it's stupid. And like governments in the desert, like where I'm at, in the in the Rocky Mountains in Utah, like we do have water. Like we do get asked by our government to restrict our water usage, but like again, they don't actually enforce it. It's except through the bill. So like it's not like the government says fuck it, we'll just charge everybody more. It's like they do legit say, okay, well, like the temperature is really high, we're in a drought, water is going to be more expensive, and that's really just how they handle it.
First I pissed my landlord because I didn't kill an invasive bush and tree in my yard. Found a cause. At least it said the tenant is responsible for the yard care. Yeah, I just hate it. We had the neighbors like didn't mow their yard the entire year, and it just like started overgrowing into my yard, so I just kept cutting it back to their yard. And then they finally had someone come out, and he came and weed whacked like all of my bushes down, and I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, get out of here. Luckily it survived, and if it didn't, I was going to sue them for a new shrub.
Yeah, most woody shrubs are pretty hardy.
All right, chicken feet rugby. There we go.
We talking
Okay.
about shrubs now?
What's that?
We were talking about shrubs now?
A little bit. What did I plant? I planted like serviceberry bushes.
Hmm.
And the guy just came by and weed whacked them down. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's not... I was mad. Just put that, I was mad. Right, hello. Backbush beyond devil shrub. Here in Vermont, we get told, hey, yeah, we dump coal ash in the water supply again. Don't drink it for a couple months or you'll die. Awesome. Yeah, no good. That's no good. Bri, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. I think I'm about ready to roll the dice. So for those of you who are new, the way this works is we just, if you have a suggestion for a character, you can put it on the character sheet, or you can, the weekly suggestion post, or you can post it here in chat. I have a big list of them. I'm going to roll a d20, and we're going to draw whatever pops up. That's how we do. You don't get water shortages, but it's just so wild to see them wasting water in a drought. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that has to happen. Like, we have to kind of figure that stuff out now because we've had such a long history of unlimited water from rivers and stuff. I mean,
And yeah,
the
and
water treaty is
massive
about to get redone.
aquifers.
Yeah.
I wish I could send the rain that we get during winter out to the West Coast.
I've been thinking about for this year, I might get might set up like a rain catch irrigation for my garden. Because why not? Like, I might as well get enough water.
I'm a fan of that.
Welcome to the Goblins. Elvin Hair, hello. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the membership. If you would like, message me in Discord, and I will give you the Discord Goblin tag. I've not yet found a way to make that happen via Patreon does it automatically. YouTube does not yet. So, yeah, if you just would either private message me your Discord handle or whatever, I can hook that up for you, and then you get access to all the sweet Patreon stuff, like the me complaining about the world and sexy pictures I draw. So,
Of owl people.
of owl people. I only draw sexy owl people. That's the way it works.
Exclusively.
Yep. Learning, how are you doing today?
I'm getting by.
All right, we're gonna do. I recently reset my mushroom cultivation setup for wild edible mushrooms. Nice.
Awesome.
I kind of want to just like, I want a basement so I can do stuff like that. But I'm thinking I might just dig up my yard. I might just dig like an underground basement in my yard. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure that's legal. Yeah, like a root cellar. That's what I want. Root cellar / bomb cellar. Bomb shelter. Cellar, whatever it is. I don't know. Bri,
Shelter.
Goblins, thank you, Bri, for the $20.
All right, what am I
Did you say
rolling?
goblin shelter? D20. Need to roll D20.
What's weird? So, I've been
Shoot
out in
us.
kind of the Midwest of Missouri, and basements rarely existed when I was out there. At least in the areas I was at. It's like, don't y'all have like tornadoes? Why don't you have basements?
I think it's just hard.
Like,
Hard ground, right?
Either the ground is too hard or the water table is too high is usually the only reason why people end up not having basements, at least in the U.S.
Ours is
'Cause-
water.
Mm.
It's gross.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, let me get this done real quick. I got a post-apocalyptic gnome artificer druid. You have a Karen Pfeiffer? I don't know what that means. I think they... Oh, that's the person's name. I'm sorry. I accidentally saved her name in the suggestion. Hold on.
Got to draw a portrait of Karen Pfeiffer. Got it.
Yeah, I was like, this is a little weird. Let me see if I actually got their suggestion and just missed removing their name. Or if I took their name and not their suggestion. Karen Pfeiffer is getting their stuff drawn. Let's see which one that is. A Luxodon wizard. Very
Okay.
fond of frogs and little things. Wears no shirt, pink green hair and pants, lots of earrings.
Green hair and pants.
Yep. Pink, green, harem pants. So like baggy pants.
Okay. Gotcha.
Pantaloons.
Some kind of headdress. So Luxodon wizard, earrings and poofy clothes.
Gotcha.
And I'm drawing a post-apocalyptic gnome artificer.
Sorry, I missed it. What die am I rolling?
D20.
D20.
In parts of Florida, you don't have basements because of the aquifer. Yeah, yeah. It basically, if you have a basement here in the Seattle area, you either really it's like a half basement because it's just built into the side of a rock, or you have to have like a sump pump because the water just collects. It's awful. So, man, throw more money at you later. I don't have a good pay card ATM since I don't want to put my card on the internet. I just want to know if there's slight changes so I know if you still have fun. Yeah, we can do that. You can talk to me about that a little bit later. Just hit me up on Discord and we can edit the gnome as much as you need. Mad Max.
I rolled a 5.
5. A kobold moon druid, paleontologist that dresses like Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, except no pants. Yeah.
I'm ducking it.
Donald Duck and Alan Grant from Jurassic Park is a kobold. Sure.
Druid approves.
Can't hear sound, so not sure what's going on, Elf. Uh-oh. I'm gonna type this in chat. Okay. Post-apocalyptic gnome. Post-apocalyptic. So I'm guessing you should have like a whole bunch of, I don't want to say garbage stuff, but like you
Like
can hear
Junkrat.
Junkrat, yeah. Here, I can hear it. Okay. Funny. Sorry, yeah, I'm a clackety microphone. Or keyboard.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that was me. I was
Oh,
typing.
I'm just so used to mine being so clicky clacky.
Typewriter keyboards.
Maybe that should be my summer project. Just dig a root cellar.
I've had big dig projects before. That's a rough thing to do, even with a lot of people. Unless you're planning on renting any amount of
Those little backhoe things.
yeah, or even just like a what is it? One of those
Bobcats.
Yeah.
I knew you were talking about heavy equipment, but my mind went to just a big giant cat digging up Rookzer0.
Meow, cats love to dig.
I mean, my cats do.
Got a bear to poop.
Diggy dig hole. Yeah, exactly. Okay. What is going to make this gnome look? Oh, man. Have you guys ever seen... Oh, what is that anime called? Shoot.
Ant movie?
No. There's an anime...
Oh.
Man, it's a long time ago. I can't really remember the whole plot, but like... It's post-apocalyptic, but in the desert. Might be something desert. And the main character basically just wears a giant fishbowl on his head. It's like air conditioned.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name either.
I really like that design. Just like big reflective head.
Some of Miyazaki's post-apocalyptic aesthetic, like from Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind.
I guess that was post-apocalyptic, wasn't it?
Yeah. So going back to mushroom talk, I really want to roast some king oyster mushrooms. They just look and seem so tasty.
Is that not something that grows natively?
Not in my area, at least. No.
Drives me crazy when I see the YouTube videos of like, these are the things you can grow to be self-sufficient. Just have 2 acres of land, and it's like, you son of a bitch. Just for Google, since they cut about a third of the payment for etc. Scrap armor. Yeah, maybe I should make this like a tire. That could be fun.
Is that one of Junkrat's abilities? It's just like
Rip tire?
Like tire rolling.
Yeah, it's a tire that explodes. So it's kind of a unique idea because like your character has to stand still and you roll, and then you control the tire and just roll at the enemy team and try to blow up.
Yeah, I've seen a few games where they like an alt is kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. They did that in I don't think it was Battlefield, one of the Battlefields, with like remote controlled plane drones, and that like it broke the game. It just broke the game because basically you'd spawn and then you would just send forth this exploding plane of death, and then you would try to get yourself killed so you could respawn with it again, and it was just non-stop explosions and chaos, and maps were impossible to play. Maybe that was a Call of Duty. I can't remember. It's
The
been
one
so
that
long.
comes to mind is Warframe. There was like an archer character, and one of her abilities was you fire an arrow and you basically like they put the camera on the arrow and you basically control where the arrow goes. Kind of like that one guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh. The Nikita missile from Metal Gear Solid. The slowest missile in the world. But you could fly it through vents, so that was nice. It's one of my favorite score streak rewards in Black Ops 2. Throw the sucker up and nearly guaranteed kill. Yeah. Maybe it was Black Ops.
And just so that missile was basically like an RC airplane.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. It was an RC airplane with like C4 on it. It was real stupid.
I mean,
Super effective, but it made me stop playing the game. Of course, before that, what it was is you could get what people would do is they'd go and get one of the big rocket launchers, and they would lock onto something, and then they would just look down and hold the fire button, and then run into like open combat. So as soon as they died, they would just explode and kill everybody. And it's just like, guys, the game is unplayable like this, because everybody started doing it, and it was just like it was super toxic. What's been drawn? Not a lot. I think what you see is what we got, and then we did the Mushroom Boy, and I did some rugby shenanigans. He looks like he's got corn for shoulder pads. Maybe this arm isn't, maybe he doesn't have a gun either. Maybe he's got like a crossbow. Maybe she's got a wrench. Maybe she's got a giant wrench. It always makes me funny when there's that weird combination of sci-fi and post-apocalyptic. Like somehow elves exist, but so did the nuclear war that ended the world.
Elves can exist with uranium.
I mean, yeah, apparently.
They do in Pathfinder.
Yep. Should I give him a claw? Should give him like a big old.
Then again, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a magical apocalypse too.
See that I like. I think that would be much better. If you're gonna have the gnomes and dwarves and stuff, like releasing a Balrog or something that destroys the larger part of the civilized world. Corn mail, yeah. PvP games are usually toxic in general. That's true. Spell creation creates uranium. Create uranium. There's a... Oh man, what game was that? I really like this game. It's called Card Hunter, I think. And it's essentially you're playing D&D, but it's a deck building game. And you can have like 3 people playing it, which is great. But it feels very D&D, and I really like it. But there's one point where they have like a mutant space expansion, and you start getting hit with like radiation and stuff. And it's just like, this feels really weird, and I don't like it. But
we played a little bit of that
Yeah, so-
on stream once, right?
I think we did,
so.
yeah. Over the Fallout song with your Uranium Fever. Give him like a leg strap here. Maybe this leg is just made with duct tape. The D&D Forgotten Realms is post-apocalyptic. It is in certain parts, yeah. Like, depending on how you look at it.
And that's a weird thing where they, like, going from edition to edition, they had to have some sort of weird event that happens.
I mean, depending on how localized you want to get it, you could say our world is post-apocalyptic when you look at like old ruins of civilizations that have collapsed.
Yeah.
Europe is definitely post-apocalyptic.
Italy, absolutely. Basically, anything that was in the Roman Empire is post-apocalyptic, because boy, howdy did Rome burn.
I think it's an interesting way to think about things, though, because like for most of the world, Rome burning didn't affect anything. Like
Yep.
no one knew about that, right? Like,
Or cared.
yeah, and like Pompeii just disappearing overnight was probably pretty traumatic for the local area, but like for the grand scheme of things, like not apocalyptic, right? Cataclysmic, yes.
Yeah.
Apocalyptic, no. But like humans have survived through, well, types of humans have survived through apocalyptic events. So
Yeah. The eruption of Krakatoa was kind of a planet-wide apocalyptic event.
which was the one that made like 7-year winter.
That I think that's Krakatoa.
Was that Krakatoa? Okay.
Yeah. In
Cataclysmic?
like early 18th century
I think so, yeah.
or mid 18th century. Yeah.
Spooky.
Because there's like no Bronze Age collapse, which ended most Bronze Age civilizations. And then it was like this Dark Age period, and then ancient Greek civilization came out of it.
I'm bad with.
Very localized apocalypse for people.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the Joe Rogan conspiracy theorists. There's enough of that on YouTube. But yeah, there's been a lot of weird civilizations that have probably just lost the time. Just a bummer.
Some had toilets.
The theory that I heard about one theory that I've heard that I think makes the most sense about the Bronze Age collapse is essentially these sea people show up and make like they do a bunch of raiding and make sea trade essentially no longer safe or profitable. And since that cut the different civilizations off from each other, they very quickly fell back, except for Egypt, because Egypt was self-sufficient.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah, like a big thing that, like just looking at, kind of, I've been watching the Last of Us and stuff, and I really like their kind of take on something about zombie apocalypse that always bothered me is that just like everything's gone, but like the protagonists are still able to find shoes and stuff 20, 30 years later. And it's like, like making shoes is tough.
Yeah.
Like all of the mechanical things we use to do those, one, are tough, but two, like the materials aren't sourced locally for those. So like a lot of them, even if you had a factory, like you wouldn't be able to make an unlimited amount of stuff. So like, yeah, the ability to transport materials across the world is like one big, huge thing that we have, that allows us to do stuff. Like even food. Like food normally isn't made where it's used. Definitely can be. Like, and I definitely think there's a great, the more self-reliant you can be, the better off you are, I think, just because then it lowers the amount of your carbon footprint and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, it's just not as attainable for a lot of people, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and that is specifically, I think, why community is so important. Because like one prepper being able to survive in their souped up bomb shelter by themselves during an apocalypse, that's great for them, but like their survival is not going to last more than a generation if they're by themselves, right? Yeah. So for people to survive, for people to thrive, like you can't just be self-sufficient. You need to be both. You need to be community. Community needs to be self-sufficient. Yeah,
I thought that was really funny.
Needs to survive.
And I don't know if people have watched. I guess I don't want to spoil too much, but there was a funny line. Like, what did they say? They're talking about a settlement, and they're like, "So what? You're a communist now?" He's like, "No, we're this is a commune. That's exactly what it is." I'm like, "Oh." I thought that was funny. Kind of making that realization that being self-sufficient is essentially communism. And that scares people. And it's like, you shouldn't. It's fine.
Small-scale communism.
Yeah.
Small-scale communism has the potential to work.
Co-ops are great. That's all I'm saying, people. Find your local co-op. Support them. Unless they're like crunchy granola, and then I don't know. Then talk to them.
I love Winco.
Winco's great. Winco's a good example of
co-op done well.
Yeah. Technically socialism, but still good. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Socialist capitalism. Honestly, if the apocalypse comes, just returning to my native roots. If only I could now. If only I could now. Yeah, that's fair too. Return to foot wraps. I mean, essentially, yeah. Low-key, all makers and farmer friends are preppers. Honestly, living in Vermont all slowly. Is VA Vermont?
I believe so.
Okay.
No, VA is Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay.
Oh.
I said it there, and I like that doesn't seem right. What's
Hmm.
Vermont then?
I failed
VT.
geography.
EG?
VT?
Yeah, V. Yeah, VT.
Weird.
I
Still
definitely-
version that is more successful than comic flash. When the zombie apocalypse is coming, I'm gonna lock myself in my house and play video games until the answer. I mean, I don't wanna persuade you. You have to make your own choice, but I don't know. Just don't eat me or take my stuff. That's all I ask.
I am always amused though that the preppers make the first assumption that they survived the apocalypse.
Well, if you don't survive the apocalypse, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
So there's no reason to worry about that. You got to plan for the effect that you do. There's a The Expanse did a really good job of kind of depicting not world collapse, like total apocalypse, but just like localized catastrophe at that scale, because like there's a bunch of asteroids hit Earth, and like I don't know what it is about the way they described it, but it felt very authentic and raw and terrifying. Whereas a lot of zombie movies, it's just like you're only paying attention to one character, and it's just like zombies took over everything and everything's gone, and it's like, what? Like, what happened to the National Guard, the crazy people with guns, like the science centers that are designed for those things? Like any military base, I cannot see many military bases just getting overrun by zombies because they have such weird lockdown procedures, like high scale banks. Like it's just, there's so many places in the world that are just kind of uniquely isolated that that zombie movies always feel kind of off to me. And I think The Expanse did a really good job, and I think the Last of Us did a really good job of kind of figuring out, where things kind of settle. And I like that. Like a lot of zombie movies focus on the outbreak and not the settling, and I kind of like seeing the settling because it's like the world didn't end. What's happening now? How does it rebuild? I like that idea. I just now saw your elephant. I really like that. But I just like peeked over to the right to see it, and I thought it was a sock puppet. I had to stop and look at it again. It was really good. I like the kobold.
I may be better at painting than I have given myself credit for.
Are you like you're just now realizing this, or like are you changing your style up again?
Well, it's Aggie, so the brushes are very different from what I've been using.
Okay. I do think,
but like I don't know.
I do think
I'm also like turning my brain off.
Yeah. I think practicing in any digital medium kind of improves all digital mediums,
Yeah.
And so I think you're doing a great job. And even going back to Aggie, like I think my Aggie stuff has gotten much better just from you like working in Photoshop, Really spending the time and practicing makes a difference. Military and competent people need to go to zombies can eat people. Go so the zombies can eat people. Just let it happen. There was a general that asked why he didn't invade the US, and his answer was because there's likely a gun behind every blade of grass. Apocalypse Goblin Daft Punk.
I mean, in
Yep.
Texas.
California, the soft underbelly of America.
Yeah, if you're going to invade America, don't start in the Bible Belt.
Okay, I think I'm done here.
I think I'm done too. So let's roll again.
Probably roll. We have 15. So roll a d12. That's a d. What have I done?
No idea.
I rolled a 3.
3. Noir. Kobold with wings. Sorry. Apparently drawing kobolds today.
I'm okay with that.
Black Dragon Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer. Edit. Kobold is a she. Okay. Kobold looks like a black dragon from D&D. I'm truly glad you're doing better. Oh, that part was for me. Black Dragon. Black Dragon Kobold. Thank you for all the well wishes, by the way. I am doing better. My eye is, I don't know, I'd say like 40% better. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't know how else to explain it. The Albertans don't have the Destiny? I don't know what that means. Oh, Albertans. Okay. How do zombies take over Canada? Yeah, there was a big, what was it? It might have been 40 days later, 40 weeks later, whatever it was. They were basically saying that like Canada and a lot of the northern continents were safe because it was just too cold. Like the zombies couldn't function. I like that idea. I thought that was neat. All right, I'm gonna open up my Izzy soda.
Like the truth is that like unless zombies are magically able to withstand all of the things that tend to befoul people, like the ravages of time,
Yeah.
rotting flesh, extreme weather conditions, like a zombie outbreak is really only going to last a year.
A burly tarantula barbarian grappler, 6 arms to make sure nobody gets away. Nice. Leading to the monster bug design. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think because I really like if you are doing magical zombies, then it's not just zombies. It's like zombies and then skeletons, and like pools of death. I like all of those concepts. Like if you really want to get into a zombie apocalypse that hasn't been done too much, I do think you should go into that kind of like just nonsensical magical version of it where it's just necromantic energy around. Yeah, like Army of Darkness I think did the best, but that's Army of Darkness is Army of Darkness, so like they haven't done a really like amazing focus of that aspect of it, but I do like Army of Darkness.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Hail to the king. All right,
I love that movie. So bad and great.
Did you watch the new series yet?
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some of it because I was watching it as it was coming out, and so it was a lot.
It was a lot. That's a great way to put it.
It was
a lot.
Had a very horror campy type of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get too much of anymore.
Yeah, we had that conversation yesterday.
We did.
It's all right.
Not enough camp.
It definitely went a little more on the horror side of things, which I appreciated because I really like the I like the Eldritch side of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And Ash is just kind of this weird counter to it. Like his campiness and his strange luck and determination is counterpose to the entire universe that's there. And I really appreciate that as like a medium to tell the story through. But I'm really interested in the universe. Same thing with like Hellboy. Like Hellboy is kind of sassy, but mostly just broody and dark. And the universe is broody and dark too. So it's like I really like the universe that's there. I hate Dead Space, but I love it, and I hate Undead, and they scare me, so I won't play it. But I love the concept, which is good. Yeah, I really like Dead Space. I wrote a zombie APOC thing. Oh, zombie apocalypse thing. Okay, when it came from another dimension, and it was weird monsters, so I wasn't killing people, but mutating. Interesting. I have a zombie show in mind where the zombies was one scientist who experimented on stuff to make him immortal. Yeah, nice. That's a good one. It's a good way to do it too. John dies at the end. The second one. This book is full of spiders. Has a really nice scene where like a tiny zombie apocalypse happens in a city, and it's kind of the whole basis for that book. But there's a whole bunch of like preppers, and it goes very badly for them, and it makes me. They have like a zombie killing wagon, is what it says on it, and it's just like, oh no, this is not going to end well for anybody. But I think the thing about that is because like I loved that kind of thought process when I was younger. But then it showed all these people that were like, yeah, it's the zombie apocalypse, but it's like it's not really the zombie apocalypse, and so they got chopped up.
It's the end of the world.
Man, that song has been too prevalent, way too much in my lifetime.
So true. So true.
Yeah. We were there was something funny about like generations talking to each other, and they're like, I lived through 2 world wars, and it's like I lived through 5 doomsdays. Like,
Yeah.
people predicted the end of the world like 5 times, and I'm only 14. It's like, yeah. 2000s were a wild time, people.
Mm-hmm.
Another good apocalyptic movie, which I think is really funny, is the Ghostbusters series. I think a lot of people don't realize that like the Ghostbusters series is with like withstanding. That's not right. Pushing back.
Yeah.
They are stemming the tide of the apocalypse. Like that's the whole premise of the movie, and I really like that. And they fail. They fail real hard. So I love it.
And then they kind of luck out in the end by breaking all of their own rules.
Well, no, like essentially, if you watch the new one, which I actually really liked. I really liked the new one. I think Paul Rudd maybe didn't need to be in the movie, but that's fine. Like, he did an okay job. It was just weird. I've drawn a bug. I'm gonna go more buggy than spidery, but it's fine. Maybe not. Maybe I'll change this up. Yeah, they fail. They fail basically, because of everything that happens. They succeed in basically pushing it back, which is kind of where Hellboy is too. Like the Hellboy universe, is dead, is dying, and that's kind of the whole rest of the comic. After the first few issues, is that how does the human race deal with the apocalypse? We got really dark today, really existential. Sorry about that. But,
I don't know about that reading Hellboy.
okay.
Because there's like slowly pushing back the apocalypse, I guess, in that there's always going to be a force that wants to take over Earth. But it's not like there had been any cataclysmic event, as much as just these are constantly things that have been cropping up throughout history, because they're all like old fairy tales.
That's true. I guess that's a fair way. Like, Hellboy was supposed to be one of the things that Hellboy is basically like why he is created. His purpose was to wake up these creatures that were going to eat the universe, like Cthulhu level creatures that would eat the universe, and he did. And it just didn't happen. So like that is happening. The world is slowly being consumed by these Cthulhu creatures.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But you're right. Like the timescale is weird, right? Because it doesn't mean that it's going to happen tomorrow. Like it's like, oh well, the universe is doomed in about 30 million years, or like 1,000 years, right? So like, yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. You're right that it's not. It's not a one-to-one relationship of destruction. So I think that's fair. I'm making this Spider Boy a thirst trap, and I'm not sure if I should have done that.
Everything you draw is going to be somebody's type.
I guess so.
Giga Chad Bug Boys.
They bite people. Time to wear a tank top. Ghostbusters is Call of Cthulhu, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. The cartoon did 2 Lovecraft episodes. There you go. Yeah. Like Call of Cthulhu and Who's Rushing About. That's funny. Good Omens. It's a good end of the world. Yeah, Good Omens did a good job. If it's not a thirst trap or horror, don't draw it. Do both.
I guess I'm a bit late to it, but has anyone else watched season 2 of Vox Machina?
Yeah. I think it's done, right? There were only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, season 2 is done.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked season 2 a lot more than season 1, actually.
I think season 1 felt rushed to me. Because like they had to basically introduce the characters to the audience that didn't know who they were, which felt like unnecessary if you were already a really big fan. And then they like had to introduce the story. And it's like, okay, good, now we're done. And it's like, man, that was so fast. That felt really fast. Whereas this one, it still felt kind of rushed, but they paced it in a way that felt good with the build up for next season. And so I think that helped them out, like, because there's just so much. And that was really my only complaint, is that they could have spent more time on different things, but overall I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think I was okay with the rushed aspect of it, as it like felt like a immediacy to what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, the world's ending. We need to do something fast.
Which, when 4 giant dragons come and burn
Spoilers.
everything to the ground.
Episode 1.
Yeah, there is a certain amount of
Yeah.
urgency in that sort of situation.
Yeah, and I think they did a really good job of that. I like that a lot. So I think, like I said, season 2 I think was much better, but season 1 felt like there was some stuff that didn't need to be there, but probably did, and then was still rushed. So it did not feel like 12 episodes to me, but I very much enjoyed both of them. I don't really have any other complaints for it. And so I think wanting more is not a bad complaint. It's just like, yeah, that means you're interested and it means it's working out. What was this supposed to be? Oh, Grapple Barbarian. Okay.
Yes, tarantula.
I noticed season 2 also toned down the raunchiness a lot.
Well-
Yeah, I bet that was because it was Amazon, right? like the first season was really them kind of like, we're making this thing and it's our money and we're doing it, but the second one has corporate backing, so it has to be a little different.
Yeah, but also during that period of their actual game, it was a lot less raunchy,
That's fair.
Yeah.
because I mean stakes were much higher.
Carmela was pretty funny.
Pro scanner.
I'm normally
Poor
scared
Grog.
of arthropods, but I want to feed the bug guy. What does he eat? I hope not people. WJ, you know, depends on the campaign you're playing.
Without going into spoilers, some of this.
Oop, you cut out there.
Oh.
Did we lose
Burning?
Did we lose burning?
Oh.
Womp womp. The spoiler gods told him a big old nope.
Maybe their mic went out.
It's very possible. Where's the beef? Where's the beef indeed? Watched a Puffin Forest video yesterday. I shouldn't do. We're talking about a character that like just wanted to eat everything. Like as their character, they were just like, oh, if that exists, I want to eat it and see what it tastes like. And they're like, that's cannibalism. It's like, I don't know what that is. My character's fine with it. And it's like, yep, like that's a legit way to play. If your character doesn't care, like that's fine. You are still a cannibal though. Like that's just how it works. Just because you don't think it's bad doesn't mean that your character isn't committing bad acts. So it was an interesting concept. Really weird, but like, I don't know. Can't fault them for playing that way.
Yeah. I have a feeling I would not do great at one of Puffin's tables.
Yeah. Burning, I heard you for a second. I don't know if you're back or not.
Yeah, I think I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing we heard was I don't want to spoil anything, and then you just disappeared.
Oh. Yeah.
And then the gods banhammered you.
I was just gonna say, I think some of the changes they made from the events in the campaign, specifically around Grog, were handled well. Like
Yeah.
I liked them better in the series than what happened in the campaign.
I kind of liked Grog because, like, if I remember in the series, like when he lost Craven Edge, he basically loses 2 strength permanently or something. Is that right? I think like it was a big.
I actually can't remember.
It wasn't. It sucked, but it wasn't like dramatic. But and I guess right, maybe that was more of the spoiler stuff. But like, I think
It was, but it's okay.
I think the Craven Edge arc for Grog was really, really interesting in the original series, and I think they handled it really well in the show, and I liked it. I liked how they did it. I think that was a really good way. Even I almost want to say like I think the show did a better job of how you should handle it in D&D than they did in the original game. Way too Darlith? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
There.
So lizard folk inspired? Yeah, like lizard folk love eating things. Is great. She went all the good wildfire druids go with people in red skin and horns. Do wildfire druids just turn into elementals? I'm really bad about that. I just don't play druids enough.
They have a wildfire spirit
Okay.
that they summon, so they're like a pet class for the druid.
Taking Call of Cthulhu is tough. The monsters aren't evil except maybe Nyarlathotep. I can't read that one.
Nyarlathotep.
Sure. They are amoral and indifferent. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing about... We can talk for hours about...
Relative morality within the game verse.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly it. And just, like, alignments and stuff. But, like, really, none of that matters until it does. If that makes sense. Like, so if you have a character that's like, well, my character just doesn't care and is amoral. It's like, okay, so your character doesn't suffer any penalties from, eating people. But if anyone in the universe that you're in has a problem with and sees you doing it, they are still upset. Like, so
Yeah.
so whether or not something affects your character, like on the other side, if your character is a paladin and they like have to eat somebody to survive, I'd probably make them roll like a will save, right? Like, because it may affect them physically or mentally, but like it doesn't affect their alignment, I don't think. It really depends on the situation. So really, I don't think there's a point to argue about that stuff. And when someone's doing it just to like be, I don't want to say be cringy, but to make other people cringe, it's just like, I just don't care. Which is why I think, Drew, I think you're right on the money with like, I don't think I would do well at a puffin table. There's just so much trolling going on. It's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I really like it when my players bring like troll characters to the game, but they're only trolling themselves when they do it. And maybe that's just like the people I play with. Like I had a necromancer gnome named Tabasco because the figure looked like a Tabasco bottle. Like he painted the minifigure to look like a Tabasco bottle. That was it. That was the only way it affected the game. He would just make spicy puns from time to time. And I love that. It was great. Like that's a good level of trolling because it's just funny. It's funny and silly and doesn't actually affect the game. If Puffin 4 is, she went to hell and that's what I mean. In Puffin 4, she went to hell and that's what I mean. Okay. Oh, she went where all the good wildfire druids. I understand, yes. Okay, you saw that video too. Now I remember what you're talking about.
Burn from the new Critical Role campaign is a wildfire druid that helps you.
Nice.
Her little monkey pet is.
Oh, it's a fire elemental? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Except the closet of the monsters are in chaotic neutral and true neutral. Their mindsets are so alien, it doesn't fit human morality. Yeah, and that's fine. Like that's totally fine. Like I said, it doesn't matter until it does. So mechanically, a paladin that can only smite evil, then it matters because it does things that are against that person's code, and that's why all of the books are written that way. So like if you have a lawful evil character, that doesn't mean you have, a chaotic, stupid murder machine. It just means that when you're referring to this character, the way it should act is opposite to like the base set in the book, which would be your societal hierarching city states, because that's where a lot of the adventurers are from. If you're playing an evil campaign, you have to throw all of that out. Like you basically have to look at it differently, which can be a lot of fun. But at that point, like all of the chaotic or lawful good people, like are bad for your party. They're not bad people. They're just not great for achieving or accompanying goals.
Yeah. They're
accomplishing things.
they become polar opposites.
Yep, they become impediments, I guess is a better way to say it.
At the table, I don't really like good and evil. Like it's alignment can be useful for establishing the setting for your table. It's far more useful for me once the game gets going to like abandon good versus evil and say them versus us.
Interesting. I generally I ask people what they want to have their character be, and then I keep track of it myself after that. Basically, whatever you tell me your character is, that's where you start, and then as you progress through the game, I keep track of like actions and things you do, and I have a sliding scale for your character. It normally doesn't come up, but there have been a handful of times when something will happen, and then someone will like check alignments and be like, by the way, that person is heavily leaning evil, and the party's like, what? It's like, yeah, you murdered a little old lady for no reason. So anyways, Grandpa looks like a jacked Forsaken from Destiny. Man, I need to play more Destiny. I've not played enough of it. He ate people's courses, but other PCs never told him to stop. Yeah, see, I would say at that point, like, the other people are more in the evil zone than him. At other tables, people would have a meltdown. She said he eats a dead bandit's leg. See, I mean, like, yeah, weird. Yeah, I had a lizard folk that just wanted to eat people. I thought it was really funny, and no one else did. I'm like, all right, not the right table, not the right game.
I'm currently playing a goblin artificer who spent some time because like the GM has um created a like a simple crafting system for 5e and has incorporated a little bit of like Monster Hunter rules into it, so like we can get bonuses and or discounts on making magical items for harvesting from our kills.
I need some
So
elven themer to make this crossbow.
no, well, like I mean that could have been a problem, and as a goblin, I don't think my character would have any issues with it. But we took out a troll, and there was a giant kin in our group, and so like I get down, like I didn't even realize it, and I get down and I start like draining all of the blood out of this troll corpse to make healing potions with. And
People are just staring at you like, what are you doing?
yeah,
Nothing?
no, well, like half of the party joined in, and then the giant's like, as like I know it's a troll and trolls are the lowest of the giants, but like still, this is a little bit disturbing for me. And I was like, oh damn, I did not even consider that.
Sorry. I just really need this blood. I'm gonna read this, WJ, and then I have a hot take, but it's not directly related to you, but it reminded me of something. So
Okay.
I mean, my Palladium Gnome Mystic is scrupulous, good, chaotic, good, neutral. He just doesn't really break the law except for the greater good because it's hard to get work with bad rep. That's the way to do it. Also keeps his promises and contracts. Bionic says, the group wasn't evil. We just all had in-character quirks. One of the hag spawns and the other was a Robin Hood pirate. And yeah, I think the thing with that is like I've had so many people over the years try to rationalize why their characters weren't evil. And it's like at some point I just turn it off. Like I just like, great, I don't care. Because I think a lot of players kind of get into that mentality of kind of video game logic where it's like, I'm not technically hurting anyone because the PCs aren't people, or the NPCs aren't people. And it's like, I mean, every time Link walks into somebody's house, smashes a jar and steals a rupee, he's kind of evil, except that he's not actually doing that. Like that's kind of what's the opposite of in media res. Diegetic. It's diegetic because it's not, Link's not actually robbing that person. The player is being rewarded for exploration, and it's visualized that way. So there is a little bit of that, but at the same time, like if you really want to play a character that is good, I think you should try to do that. And it's going to be less fun, but it's more challenging. Like those are the two things. So do you want to have fun and just be silly and not worry about in-world NPCs, or do you want to be an actual good character? Robin Hood's kind of a dick. The only reason Robin Hood works, and Robin Hood is what is he? He's lawful neutral. I can't remember what Robin Hood's stupid thing is. He's chaotic good. I think he's chaotic good.
Yeah.
Is because the people he's robbing from are lawful evil.
Yeah,
like
they're worse than him.
They're worse than him. Yeah, he's technically robbing from people who have just robbed a bunch of people through lawful means. So Robin Hood always is like, oh, stealing's okay if it's for a good cause, and it's like, it's not really what that story's about. That story is about a king that gets usurped and thrown in jail and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Don't worry about it too hard. The other thing about when people start talking about that is like, I think people get really defensive because like, no, I like my character. They're definitely a good character. It's like, no. Most people play altruistically, but then commit a lot of evil acts. Something that, especially if you're a lawful character and you don't want to call for the guards, I think that's pretty funny. Because like, if you are a lawful character and you see somebody rob something, most party members will be like, I'll deal with this, when really it should be like, someone get the guards. That guy's stealing shit. Right?
Yeah,
like, it's not your job to do that. So
yeah.
Sounds like it counts as good in Dark Sun because of how desperately bad things are in the setting. Dark Sun is, I'd say, like alignment neutral anyways. It's just like everything is bad. Everything is bad and everyone's trying to survive. Very few people can be good in a Dark Sun setting. I figured that it was canonically correct that there was... Wait, sorry, I missed something. Hold on. I figured that if it was canonically correct, there were ways around it, like had a null flint that would make jerky of bandit flesh, particularly more shock, but also avoid them eating others. Gnolls are evil. Gnolls are canonically evil. So if you want to play a really good gnoll, maybe don't do that. Yeah, but I treat NPCs like people as part of the RP. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so whenever people start robbing, like in Critical Role, they do it too. It's just like, oh, my character's like a cheeky thief, so I'm gonna steal this from this person. Taliesin did a really good job of like kind of turning it back around on the players, and I think that's really fun. So citizens arrest, yeah, right. I mean, like, not too many people want to stand around while the guards come by. A lot of people just want to do the beat down and move on. I think I'm going to call this one here. I'm going to move on to the next sketch because we do have so many. But
yeah, I'm moving slow, but I'm liking what I'm producing. So
I want to get some spider hairs in here. I like the pattern on the dress. The paints.
Thanks.
So yeah, I don't know. People don't have to be defensive about it, you know? Just own up to your character. But I want the sword. It's a magical sword. Earn it.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do for you, blacksmith, to give me that sword? 20,000 gold. What else can I do for you, blacksmith? Because I respect you as a person.
I think back to my rat folk witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, there's no excuses for her.
Yeah. I mean,
she's a great example of fun, but for sure on the evil spectrum.
Yeah, and I really like that, because then it's very much like we could just leave him to die, and everyone's like, what? Why would you say that? It's like, because it's easier and I don't want to deal with this shit. It's like, evil character, totally fine, like legitimate way to think about it. But then when the party decides to do something, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. We'll go with the party. That's fine, right? Like, Burning, I think you play them very well.
I agree. I wish that I was able to provide more opportunities of role play for Nami because I love her.
I mean, we could do some back alley stuff. That's always an option.
She does have her own agenda that she wants to pursue for vengeance.
We gotta find the chimney man. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. Why is it so dark? 2. A Warforged Druid, Circle of Spores. His name is Cody. He's controlled by the spores. Alright, I like that. So it's a spore mech. Druids have to be partially neutral. Oh, yeah, I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's true anymore anyways. It might have been.
Yeah.
Used to be.
It was true in first edition Pathfinder, so I assume it was also true in third edition D&D.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true for 5th edition.
No.
Yeah, I kind of like some of those aspects. But it definitely tripped people up from time to time.
Yeah, it became a rule that I saw get ignored an awful lot. More so with the paladins having to be lawful.
And I'm a big fan of like anti-paladins, so I'm okay with kind of hand waving that stuff. But I do think that there should be if the game rules were built a little more robustly, you wouldn't have to hand wave it. And I think they've done a much better job with the champion in Pathfinder 2nd edition, as well as like, what was it? Well, I mean, the paladin in Pathfinder 1st edition kind of does it better too, because it's like when you start the game, you choose to like smite evil or I think the cleric does it better because you choose positive or negative energy. It's like, and that usually aligns with whatever alignment you are. So if you are good, you just gain that. But they're like, no, if you don't want to go good or evil, you have to choose when you start the game. And that way it still locks you into those things. And there are some builds that let you do both, but it's weakened because of it. And I think that's perfect. So like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If you really focus on the mechanics, whereas 5e is just like, they're just like, whatever. It's just like, come on, guys. No, like, really, really take your time and think this through.
I rolled a 12.
A 12. Oh, we're out of 12, so re-roll.
Oh.
Down to 11.
An 8.
Egyptian male half dragon, half barbed devil. Barbed devil? Yeah, it says barbed devil. Okay.
Yep.
A bear totem barbarian. A bear totem barbarian double lizard. Is a barbed devil a lizard or is that a demon from the game?
It's a monster.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like I'm kind of lizard-like monster.
You are the resident lizard folk today, apparently. Lizard folk artist.
So half dragon, half barbed devil.
Yep.
Also barbarian, so beefy boy.
Or girl.
Or girl.
You could do beefy girl.
I'm drawing fish bowls today, apparently, all day.
And I'm just drawing an elephant.
Just do one elephant.
Just gonna lovingly paint and render one elephant.
It's looking great, though.
Thank you.
Well, people love to make you draw lots of Warforged rooks. We are what we are. That's fair. Yeah. Okay, I got a question from Gamma. Is it evil if you got a shopkeeper arrested because she thought you were miming out to an office? Wait, what? Because she thought you were miming out an offer threatening her, but you play dead in a panic, so the guard thought she was losing her mind. I don't understand that situation. I also don't understand why the guard would be arresting her. You live in a strange world in that game. So.
I think if their character was playing dead, then they faked their death and framed the shopkeeper for it. In which case, if I'm correct about that, then yeah, that's pretty fucking evil.
Yeah, okay. I'm on board with that. I got some options on a race for a wildfire druid, so what are your recommendations? I got some opinions on a race for a wildfire druid. For a wildfire druid, I mean, Ifrit are great. A Garan would be really funny. Just because you are wood, like you're just wood. Basically, any of the Genasi's I think would be really interesting. Just because, like, you already have that elemental presence. And
Yeah.
focusing on fire would be really cool. So even if you have like water and fire, like that's a really cool duality. Eldrin's another way you could go, yeah. Especially because of the elf to druid connection there. And then you just pick like the plane of fire would be really cool. I think that would be awesome.
I also like dwarves. Go like build a forge master. I know that druids don't usually come with any sort of theming for refining metal or making anything that would be like high civilization the way dwarves are. But like,
what are the Firebeard dwarves?
Aesir?
Yeah, the Aesir. That sounds right. I would definitely check them out. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I feel like you could have some fun creative synergy if you just think about it a little bit.
That's what I was trying to think of earlier. In older editions, like druids can't use metal.
Yeah.
And then they just decided like, oh well, what if we have wood that's as strong as metal? And it's like then you've negated that part of the game. Then why even have it? So like that's kind of where I'm at with 5e, just because that's essentially what they did. They're like, you know what? There's all this crap that just negates all the downsides. So let's just get rid of the downsides. And it's like, all right, like I get it.
No, they still can't use metal weapon or not weapons, but
Wear
armor.
metal armor.
Yeah, that's still a rule for
Is
druids.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I'd like the beetle hide armor, please. That is just as strong and light as steel.
The for the wildfire druid, I also like the idea of a bird folk, so like Aarakocra, Kenku, Owlin, I guess.
Like a phoenix.
A firebird. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good. As a poppet, make an offer. She thought it was a threat. She called the guards. Poppet, not knowing guards equal good guys, panic and goes inanimate. Guards think she was losing her mind. Did she blame the poppet for threatening her? Guards pick up the poppet. Poppet doesn't move. Essentially, every time the poppet feels concerned, it feels like hiding. As a hot take, bards should be wisdom casters, like they are in 2e edition. Rook. What? What am I missing?
Also, Bionic, you're wrong.
Yeah, Gamma, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like the poppet should be responsible for, you know, helping her get out of prison. I think leaving her there is the evil act. The reason druids don't wear metal because they sometimes fight each other and they all know heat metal. That's fair. That is fair. You know, self-preservation. I like it.
Yeah.
Cooking book.
Is Rusting Grasp in 5e? I feel like I was looking for it the other day and couldn't find it.
It isn't.
Love Rusting Grasp. If you ever wanted to be a PC Rust monster, like that spell was your way to do it.
Just like
Be a Thrycrane. Get access to.
I am a corrosion druid. I am one with the salt. A coastal druid that just rusts everybody's everything.
In first edition Pathfinder, I believe it was a first level spell.
I don't
Maybe
remember
second
that spell.
Level in second edition.
I'm glad it's 5th level in 2nd edition. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you really never get to use it, Rook?
Mm-mm. No, I never did. I didn't play a lot of
Oh.
druids.
That's fair. In 1st edition, it is a druid exclusive spell.
Okay.
And it's a 4th level. Any iron or iron alloy which you touch crumbles into rust. I usually have ruled it so that any metal that corrodes relatively easily is susceptible. Obviously not gold or chrome, but yeah, I allow brass, bronze, copper, silver.
Puppeteer, hello, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, anyway, if the item is so large that it cannot fit within a 3-foot radius, a 3-foot radius volume of the metal is rusted and destroyed. Magic items made of metal are immune to this spell.
Interesting. Oh no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought it would just take you would like I would allow you to cast it on a magical weapon, but it should have a save for it.
Yeah.
Which would be the save of the person first and then the weapon later. So
yeah,
whatever. But that doesn't really matter.
So you can use it as a melee touch attack. And using it in this way instantaneously destroys 1d6 points of AC gained from metal armor.
Wow.
Go up and destroy Rokar's shields.
Would druidcraft be used to mess with other druids, like make other druids plants turn to poison ivy or poison oak? I think they're immune to poison ivy and poison oak, but yeah, you could do that. Guys, become a salt elemental PC and just constantly roast your party. Don't sleep near my stuff. It's all rusty. First edition Pathfinder had rock armor for druids. Yeah, like it's almost a moot point. It's just like it's flavor, which is fine. I think that's fun, but people always found a way around it anyway, so it's like I don't care. Copper's a bit stronger than you think. Prankster druid. I've known some prankster druids.
I think people always try to find a way around because they don't get access to like plate mail or whatever.
Yeah.
They only have medium armor,
Which the reason they
like
do
a
that.
wooden breastplate.
Yeah, the reason they do that is because of all of the enhancement spells that you're supposed to take along the way. That a lot of people just, I only want fireball. It's like, well, that's why your armor sucks. Like, use mage armor. Use mage armor. Use enhance ability.
Stone skin.
Yep, stone skin. A fireball. Get out of here with that shit. Lightning bolt is super powerful. Lightning bolt is a really good spell.
Yes, it is.
I almost always want to take it over fireball, but
Same, but that's mostly because I think lightning is cooler.
So less likely to hit your allies.
yeah, a line is really powerful. It's a bow hunter in real life, but then again, I use proper shooting techniques and doesn't require as much stir as you think. Bows require draw strength in real life. It should be dex or strength. So there's something to look at with bows, especially in Pathfinder. Like, really, what bows should have is a strength requirement, because being stronger doesn't make you draw
more accurate.
Yeah, more accurate, or draw the bow back more. You just need to be able to draw the bow back to its proper length, and then if you overdraw a bow, which I guess you could do, it's dangerous. Don't do that. So
yeah.
So there is a little bit of poundage difference based on your strength, but really what you should be doing is drawing to a proper bow length or draw length, and then you just have to have the strength to reach that. So I really think, like, for compound bows, which is once again not the way it works, but that's how it is in the game, you can add your strength to a point. So like if you have a +1 compound bow, it lets you add 1 of your strength to the bow. I think bows should just be rated differently. I think bows should basically be, how much bonus damage do you want on this bow? You have to have a requirement strength of this to be able to use it. And I think that would be a lot more effective, because then archers can basically, like, okay, I want to get this much strength, so I need to be able to pull the bow back this far. Or pull a bow of that strength. So I think that could just be a way to make bows a little more complicated, which would be really fun. And I think I've added that into my game in the past. So
Doesn't Pathfinder do that automatically? First edition?
Only if you have, for certain bows. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
for normal bows, right?
No, normal bows are just normal bows, and then you can get compound bows, which allow you to add your strength to the things based on their additional strength, their additional modifiers. I'm pretty sure you can look that up, but but I think that's the way it is.
I remember standard bows being rated by strength, or like, I guess they had a strength requirement in order to wield, and then they longbow. No, see.
A composite longbow can be made a higher strength rating to take advantage of the above strength average score.
Gotcha. Okay, so it is.
It's adding the composite function to any bow is how you do that. So it's
gotcha.
It's like an enchantment. And then the top search is, I'm confused about composite longbows because it's backwards. So yeah, because the way a compounds bow work in real life is basically removing the strength component from the bow. So once you reach the draw length, it actually is easier to hold. So you can hold those higher poundages with less strength requirements, which is kind of neat. Hunt with a longbow, nice.
Yeah,
I have a
physics.
recurve. I really like my recurve. My cousin used to hunt with a longbow. It's like an 80-pound longbow. I think I only ever drew it full once and slapped my arm with it, and I was like, I'm good. So I think I might have a 40 or 60-pound recurve right now. I don't remember which. It's been a while since I've shot it. I want to say it's a 40. It might be like a 45. Yeah, you lose accuracy the longer you do.
What I think they're trying to do with the composite longbows is they're like laminated bows with like wood inlays that make it differ to pull back. So
I assumed that they would be horn.
yeah.
Yeah, I think using the composite longbow was a bad idea. Like, they either didn't understand, because I think they might have been thinking of like composite material bows, like reinforcing. That's what you're saying, Corvus, with laminate. But that's not what a composite bow is. Which, whatever. Maybe it's. I mean, I guess they can be made out of different materials. But the book even describes it as using pulleys and levers, which is what a composite bow is. But it's different. It's definitely different. Not used quite the same way. It's all about those crossbows, man. Get a Hunnic Mongol composite bow. Mongol composite bow? Okay.
Mongol.
Yeah, like Mongol. Yeah. Gotcha. Requires less draw strength. Nice.
Horse bow.
Yeah. I have a traditional native ply composite bow that I hunt with. Composite bows are basically like plywood. Compounded as pulleys. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, so I have the word wrong. That's why I'm getting confused. Compound bows. Yeah. You're right.
Because Pathfinder, it's called composite bows.
Yeah, you're right.
Why does he keep calling them compound bows?
Nope, that's me. I just flubbed up those words, but you are correct.
Hey, English is a hard language.
Compounds is the pulleys. Yep. I had all those things in my head, and I just totally merged those words together.
It's like, I even pulled up a Wikipedia. It's like,
why do you keep saying it like that?
Confused.
I don't think that means what you think
one
it
word,
means.
but I think he's meaning another word.
Yep, absolutely. That is absolutely what just happened.
Do you know what that word means?
Sorry.
Because I do not think that it means what you think that it means.
Yep.
Sorry, I did not mean to roast you.
So that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Except that it talks about the pulleys and the things, which would make it a compound bow, not a composite bow. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're all talking about the same thing. I'm just saying words are wrong. So as long as everybody understands now.
Yeah. I was like confused. I was like, pulleys on a composite bow? Seems excessive.
They did figure out how to get more punch out of shorter bows due to being calf? I don't know what calf means. Also, hand fishing is fun skill. I saw it in D&D characters sometimes and confuse people until I show an example. Native ply composite bow.
Cavalry.
Oh, okay. Uses wood as well as thin strips of bison, bovine horn, layers. Oh, interesting. The pole or a net? The drawing is just as strong, if not more, because of the regularity. Yeah, lamination is pretty neat. Off topic. Is there a place where you can see your list of options to roll on? Or is it just better for you to just keep the list to yourself? I just have it myself. I have it in an Excel sheet that I have up. You can check the community post. The YouTube community post has all of them listed there. But I put them in the list a little differently. What is being drawn? We have a spore druid, a spore warforged druid that is controlled by spores. So he's just a fishbowl with a whole bunch of goop in it, and the little spores are kind of crawling out everywhere. And then we have a half dragon, half devil, and a druid. Luxodon something. I can't remember what it was. Wizard.
Wizard who loves small creatures. Hence
So
the butterflies.
The opposite of real life elephants.
Jeebus. Yeah, if I was that big, I wouldn't want to step on stuff.
Yeah, how would you enjoy stepping on cockroaches barefoot?
You know, of all the things that I have stepped on in my life, like, I hate, like, if you've ever stepped on your cat's tail or something, like, that's awful. That's a horrible feeling, right?
Yeah.
Stepping on a giant banana slug is just the worst. Like, it doesn't feel good. It's sticky. You feel bad because you just, like, crushed this thing. There's nothing good happens. Nothing good happens about it. It's just all bad. All bad things. I kind of want to get chickens just to eat all my banana slugs.
That's a good option. Ducks are also a good option.
Yeah, maybe I can do get ducks. Ducks be. How often do ducks lay eggs?
Depends on the variety, I think.
Can I get egg laying ducks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whack, 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 whack.
I'm not sure which one.
It may not be a good idea though. Duck eggs are significantly fattier than chicken eggs. So I don't know how that will work with your diet.
Yeah.
I was just thinking salted duck egg. Wait, can't have that.
Yep, I can't have anymore. I can't have pickled eggs. Can't have anything. Everything's awful and I hate it. That being said, my blood pressure's down, which is good.
That's good.
It's only been like 2 weeks and I'm already seeing some pretty big differences. I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow about it. See what he says. I can eat anything. Got you one word. Stepping on jellyfish out of water. Yeah, that sounds about the same. It sounds pretty awful.
Except it would be the same if jellyfish did not have stings.
Or hung out on concrete. I used to have some Polynesian friends that would they would just go around crushing jellyfish in the sand. I'm like, that's kind of mean. And they're like, no, fuck these guys. I was like, all right. Fair enough. Jellyfish or plant lettuce?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you mean fish lettuce? Animal lettuce?
Yes, I doubled down. I doubled down on the vegetation. I'm tired. I'm getting out here. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. I'm not doing too bad. I'll do a few more. I feel like any spore druid has to have some rotten old stick. Hello?
A spore druid that just summons swarms of jellyfish.
Ugh. My metabolism is hyperactive, my skin turns gray and I fade. Oh boy. That's not good. Stepped on jellyfish on a wet wood floor and slipped and bent my collarbone. Ow! I don't know if y'all like stepping on gravel, summertime equal no shoes from the house. I've done that. I don't care too much. I lived in the South Coast my entire time. Yeah, especially in Idaho, like the go-to gravel is like harsh granite or whatever, black. I can't remember what it is. It's just like hard, jagged black stone. So it's razor sharp.
Ours is limestone because we have large deposits of limestone here.
You think Spore Druids would get more popular thanks to the Last of Us show? Maybe. They might. I think Caduceus was probably like, I started seeing a lot more Spore Druids. Was he a Grave Cleric?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he was a nature Grave Cleric.
Yeah,
Yes.
he served the Wild Mother.
He served the Wild Mother, yeah. Saw a whole lot of Spore Druids. I think I did a couple commissions of Furball Spore Druids.
I've seen a few Turtle Spore Druids that were pretty interesting.
Ooh, that sounds good. I haven't seen one of those. I might have drawn one of those, but I don't remember it. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. I don't want to like shade this in here.
I still want to play a Swarm Ranger with a swarm of cicadas
That sounds fun.
and ask for Dissonant Whispers to just give people headaches.
Need more fungus liches. There's a couple in Magic the Gathering, which is pretty awesome. I built a lich fungus deck. Pretty great.
Did you ever build a mermaid deck?
I did not. The Merfolk in Magic the Gathering are kind of crappy, and I don't like them. I thought about making one, but I came close, but I turned it into like a Kraken deck, just like a whole bunch of weird sea creatures. I also tried to make a whale deck. That was really funny. One of my friends
Are
did
there
it better.
many whales?
There's not that many, but there's a couple. There's a handful of them. We have what we call crystal foot around here. When a shard of quartz in a creek breaks off, embedding itself in the foot. Ooh.
Oof.
I actually turned it into a mental illness in my campaign. Whoever drew the barbarian devil half dragon just drew an anthropomorphic. I can't read that word.
Nargigante.
Gotcha.
Monster hunter creature.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, no, it's true.
Perfect.
And like, tell me Nergigante isn't a
Half
barbed,
devil.
half barbed devil, half dragon.
We figured it out. All right, I rolled an 8.
You can't. I win.
Drow Berserker Barbarian. All right. Nice. I'm going to take a quick break. It is 1 o'clock. I'm just going to get up and stretch and walk around the house a little bit so I can get my blood rate up. Heart rate? There we go.
Yep.
I'm going to refill my
Get your
water.
blood moving.
Get my blood moving. You guys can hang out here if you want. That's totally fine. Be cool. I'll be right back. Give me a minute.
Quick, someone donate money so he has to do push-ups.
I think the time for that has passed. Especially considering the stream lag.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Alright, I think I'm almost done with this. My butterflies are probably a little bit too bright. They're stealing the show, but that's okay. Do you have enough room burning?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, the butterflies are perfect. Noodle swarm. Over there, I assume when you mean noodle swarm, you mean ferrets?
Either ferrets or some kind of variety of snake.
Yep. Danger noodles.
Yeah. Cat noodle or danger noodle?
Yes, cicada stormkeeper druid or ranger. I mean, totally in my wheelhouse. Maybe take magic initiative feat to get dissonant whispers.
Mm.
And just call summer and rename it to Summer Screech, just where they just scream in your ears.
What's happening? Cicadas aren't supposed to hatch for another 3 years. I don't hear anything.
Ah, my ears.
How can you not hear it? It's deafening.
Yeah, no, we have cicadas come up every year where I live.
Really?
Yeah, it's so there's the ones that come up in mass every
Right.
year, or not every year, but
Every 7 years?
yeah, or
Or
there's
however.
7, there's 18 and 20. Apparently, there's different ones that come out. Some come out really long, but there's some that come up every year.
Which seems like a more viable survival strategy to me, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
could we end the world in nuclear war? I will probably be proved wrong.
Giant cicada nymphs just start crawling out of the ground.
No, I mean
Okay.
like specifically the ones that come out only every 20 or whatever years or 18 years.
Yeah.
Would suffer way less radiation poisoning probably.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of them that, and it could also be due to them staggered throughout years. Oh
Mm.
god, I see your cicadas and raise you a tent caterpillars. Are those the ones that build the big giant web nests and trees?
Why just Gavin saying step 1 draw a penis, step 2 draw the rest of the goblin? That is how you draw goblins.
Well, no, that's how you draw goblins.
All right.
Yeah, I was in elementary school and we had a lot of infestation of those that were everywhere. Like crawling all over our school. It was disgusting. It was a nightmare, actually, for me.
I despise me some Mormon crickets.
Didn't you say one of them popped your tire?
That is the
The
myth.
wife's tale?
Yeah. There were these really weird crickets up in northern Idaho that they looked kind of like Mormon crickets, except they had huge horns, like just on the front of their heads, like half the size of their body. And they would just launch themselves at you and like get stuck in your legs. And
Ugh.
so
Yeah, it sounds like.
if you're driving over a bunch of them and your tire pops, you're probably like, yep, that's what popped it. It's probably a rock.
Yeah, that sounds like a type of Katie did.
Probably. Water bears.
Functionally immortal and indestructible beings of the world.
Rick, you got a point with a half dragon, half devil, but I thought fan art was illegal on this channel. They're burning and do whatever they want. I just don't do it.
You're not supposed to suggest fan.
By the way, this spike, the ovipositor on the female Mormon crickets, that's where the myth that they pop tires comes from.
Yeah, we don't got those. Just normal crickets and grasshoppers. I hate grasshoppers though.
Oh no, I just realized I haven't been in Discord forever. Sorry if people have been talking in Discord. What did I miss? Mushrooms. Oh yeah. Snails. What else we got? That could be what I was thinking about. I mean, the other thing about Mormon crickets when I was younger, well, existential creepy stuff is like apparently when I was a kid there were 60% more things.
Yeah.
Mormon crickets used to cover the road, so you'd be driving down the road and it would get slick from all the dead crickets. So
Ooh,
yeah,
gross.
they still get pretty nasty, but not anywhere where people have to like deal with it.
Yeah. I know it can sometimes get pretty wild when the cicadas come out, like en masse. But normally they're in the woods, so it never really messes with the roads.
Yeah.
Like you could walk into the woods and there'd be like almost like 5 inches of shells on the ground. It's like, eh. Which acts as fertilizer for many of the trees.
Yeah. Can I tell you guys something terrifying? I
Sure.
just painted that entire Luxodon on a single layer.
Well done.
Congratulations.
All right. I'm trying to decide how much juice I've got left in the tank. Definitely don't have time to do another painting of that scale. How much longer do you think you're gonna go, Rook?
I'll probably call it after this barbarian.
Okay.
I'll roll one more.
Sure.
What should I roll?
I think we're at a D10. Yeah, go ahead and roll a D10.
An 8.
I am sorry for this. Plasmoid werewolf rune knight fighter. You think she is small and weak slime that has armor and weapons, but then you see her transform into a larger plasmoid werewolf. That's pretty awesome.
Like a gel werewolf.
Huh.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That's complicated.
No, that's alright.
Excuse me. Diablo 4 is coming out soon. New Kirby game's coming out soon. Well, I guess it's a remake, but I'm fine with that.
I don't know if I can get excited for anything from Activision Blizzard anymore.
That's fair.
And like, it's twofold. One, it's for all the interior stuff, and the other is they've pushed like awful monetization and microtransaction to everything now, and it's like, am I even gonna get a full game if I buy it?
Yeah. Diablo Immortal was a pretty bad release product. So like they have to really step up their game. I'm hoping that it's gonna be Diablo 4 is kind of a return to form. Because if it's not, yeah, I don't care. like they're gonna have to wow me real hard. And
it's
I
not
probably
like
won't buy
there
it until it's been out for a week or two to see what people think. But
yeah, and it's not like there aren't at this point just plethora of good action RPGs too. Like,
that's true. I always look at like Diablo's pretty consistently been one of my favorite dungeon crawlers.
yeah,
Diablo 3 was, I'd say they tried some unique things which made it interesting, especially like the seasons. That gave me a reason to like, hey, I'll play it for a week, and then in a few months I'll come back and I'll play it for a week. But their recent everything has basically made me like not hopeful, but I want to be. So we'll see what happens. But I hope it's good. And I'm going to give them the opportunity to turn it around. But yeah, we'll see. The art direction has been awesome, and I always like the people that work on them. So
Diablo 3, with the expansion, was really I really enjoyed it in the moment-to-moment gameplay. And yeah, I agree. The seasons were felt like a pretty good way to bring people back in to play again.
Yeah. That being said, but like by season what are we on now? 15 or 16?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I stopped playing a while ago. But like they I could tell that they were just dragging their feet. Like it got a little out of hand. So that's why I'm saying, like, I hope they really need to iterate, because if this is just Diablo 2 again or Diablo 3 again, I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna get it. Like, they could really
honestly, even if it's Diablo 2 again, like,
yeah. Well, I mean, they did that already though. They re-released Diablo 2, right? And it's
Diablo
like,
2 again.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll really see. It's like I really like the leveling system, and I like being able to play a game like that with my friends. And dungeon crawlers are really fun to me. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, I guess I shouldn't say I'm hopeful. I want there to be another good dungeon crawler to come out. I think the last one I played was like Heroes of Hammerwatch, which is fun, but it's it's pixely and it's kind of cutesy. And actually, that's a fun game. I might play that again too.
yeah, there haven't. I don't know. Like, Diablo is kind of like it has consistently, even with the issues Diablo 3 had, it's been like consistently at least among the top of the dungeon crawlers.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of the gold standard. At least it was for a while. And then when they changed it up, it's like, that's a little different, but okay, I kind of get what you're doing. Like, they removed the part of the game that I really liked, which was leveling up characters. Because they're like, yeah, get one character to 80, and then you just switch your build all the time, forever, for free. And it's like, I kind of appreciate that, but also, I miss replaying the game. So, Path of Exile did a good job of kind of fixing that. But I still think Diablo is just a little cleaner and a little smoother.
Yeah.
Both good games. Kirby, though. I'm excited for Kirby. Might get that. New Hades is coming out. What, June? Maybe it's not released yet. It might not be released yet.
I think they're doing the early access thing again.
Okay. Something else is coming out in June.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new Hades.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Same.
Think we'll get to see do so with her body.
Well,
I
what was
kind of
that?
hope. Part of me kind of hopes we just see Deuce's body.
Just a body.
Oh,
Because the timeline should be way before. I guess it depends because it's either before the Gorgons exist or before what's his name? Perseus? Is Perseus the one that cut off the Gorgon's head?
oh, I
believe
can never
so.
keep him. I can never keep him straight, honestly.
Yeah, that was Perseus.
Okay. So we'll have to see where the timeline lands. But I think the new one's like they're fighting Titans, which is kind of cool. So real.
They
real
haven't
fight.
said much, but it seems like it is a sequel. So like,
Oh, you
I
think it's after?
I think it's the Titans have like come back
Ooh.
and locked away the Olympians,
Okay.
or at least Hades.
I assumed it was a prequel. I'm trying to make this guy real ripped, but also very live. I don't think it's working. Got like Vin Diesel arms on it. On a Brad Pitt. It's not how anything works.
Maybe he only does arm day. You don't know.
I got that angry bear power.
Maybe he's Popeye's illegitimate child.
The Bear Wars. I'm gonna draw over the top of you guys right here. What if he's got like a giant sword? Like,
Cool. I'm like, this isn't for anybody, so if you want me to move, I will.
nope. No, you're good.
See, now that's just a huge meat cleaver.
Yep, that's what I'm going for.
Nice.
Giant berserker cleaver. I think I want his arm to be a little farther out. I really like that arm, but we're gonna. He's got to balance a little better.
Are you gonna sit nicely, Cat, or are you gonna try and chew my stylus?
Look, we all know the answer to that. Burning.
Oh, there's a chance she'll be nice today. I mean, she's already tried to chew my stylus.
We'll consume you.
And I don't count like idly biting at it as it comes close to her face. I mostly mean like going out of her way to attack it.
Sorry, let me catch up on chat here. Are you guys gonna do another stream later in the week, or are you not feeling up to it? Geek Guild Wars 2 have 3 full games of content for the price of a AAA game. Find it funny that they don't want to make a Diablo 4. They instead wanted to make a pay-to-win app. I mean, they are making Diablo 4. It's about to come out. The Diablo Immortal was a cash grab, for sure.
It was a cash grab, specifically contracted out to a different company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because basically Diablo Immortal existed, and then they got the rights to make it an official Diablo game. Is essentially what happened. It was not originally envisioned as a Diablo game. So, cash grab. Picture in Discord chat. Creepy. Is it a warehouse? Is it an empty warehouse? Or is that a manufacturing floor? Production floor. How much is left on the list? I think we have like 6 left or so. 6 or 7 left. As for the question that I didn't get to, I have an appointment on Friday, but it might be later. So depending on how I'm feeling, might stream for a little bit. Might be a short one. Yeah. Have you played Iron Harvest? I have not. It sounds familiar though. Is that a mech game?
I mean, it's a good name for a mech game.
What time is it? 1:30? I should have given this guy like a big old whip or something. Oh geez, a berserker with a whip? That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does.
Infinity slaps. Cat of 9 tails. So beefy. Maybe this hand has the whip in it. Just got the big like. It's a Loth weapon that is a mace that is snakes. Just living snakes that when you whip people, it bites them. It's like, that seems weird. That seems unnecessary.
I'm still a massive fan of the 3.5 and Pathfinder spells. Whip of Spiders, Whip of Centipedes, and Cape of Wasps.
Those are pretty good. I like Cape of Wasps. What happens if we do not have that many suggestions on Friday? That's never happened. It's never happened. There've been a handful
if that
of
happens,
days.
then if that happens, then everybody in the chat gets another suggestion.
I think maybe once or twice that's happened, and we essentially just yeah, we just like I spend more time on each drawing. So if your stuff didn't get drawn today, you know, there's a good chance it'll get drawn Friday. And we go from there.
Are we still streaming on Friday?
Like I said, I have to go back to the eye specialist. And I think that's later in the day though. I have to double check. So if I do stream, it'll be probably like an hour long stream. It'll be pretty short. Otherwise, yeah, we'll do that. Let's see what happens. I think this is about it for me today. It's probably a pretty good place to call it. It's 1:30. I could do one more, but ooh, let's do one more. Let's do one more.
Don't keep going on my account. I'm just futzing with another
Five.
Mike Ned.
A female Damphir, divine soul sorcerer. Long hair with yellow eyes, red pupils. Wears all white sunglasses and a large sun hat. I guess you need a sun hat if you're a vampire.
Or a drow.
Sun hats are the way to go.
Sun hats are fine. Sundresses, though. I've never seen a woman that didn't look amazing in a sundress.
Sundress are usually the way to do it.
That's not really going to protect your eyes now, is it?
No.
I rolled a 5.
5. A purple lizard folk barbarian female. With a head akin to a Tyrannosaurus. I'm not sure why you got all of the lizard people today.
You know, I'm not really that upset though.
Alright. Lizard folk barbarian female with the head of a Tyrannosaurus, wielding a large battle axe. A lot of barbarians today.
There's always a lot of barbarians.
That could be the case, you know? That could very well be the case. Coffee can. What did I miss? I'm throwing werebear style tin can armor raccoon into the pot again. What does that mean? Warbear style tin can armor. Okay. Oh, like for Friday? I don't know if that was even on the list. Is that on the list?
I think they mean that as a suggestion.
Ah. Aren't mushrooms mostly mycelium with its fruit body being what known as mushrooms. Yeah, yes and no. That's fair.
Yeah. But it's much harder to draw a humanoid
Mycelial network.
mycelial net, considering that massive amount of the mycelial net is dirt.
Just drawing sludge. Could either make a taco salad for lunch or just make a taco. These are the issues I have to deal with now.
If I were you, I would do a taco salad just because I generally think of a taco salad as being more filling. And I am very hungry right now. Which is a good sign. I think it means that my diet changes are helping. I hadn't been hungry in a couple of days before that.
That's good. Here. Divine Soul Sorcerers. Okay, we're doing all right. Should have made her a nun. That would have been gone for nun vampire.
Ugh, that's so anime.
Poor Hitman. I guess they weren't vampires.
You know, they had vampire vibes though. Like, I totally, when you said that, I didn't think about that part. I think that's a legitimate. I still think that was so stupid.
Oh, it was so dumb.
That's so dumb. Hitman's whole thing is like costume changing and being subtle, and it's like, oh yeah, but his direct competition is just 5 scantily clad nuns with machine guns. It's like, how do they succeed in this universe? Or maybe that's why Hitman's so effective, because everyone's just looking out for sexy nuns.
I mean,
Is that guy in a suit? Yeah, he's probably fine. Keep your eye out. Keep your eye out for the nuns.
yeah, one of these options is definitely more conspicuous than the other.
Speaking of mushrooms, post a picture in Discord some wild edible ones. Tostada. I can't do the tostadas. I guess I could. I just have to fry it, which just adds more oil. Have that out. Thanks to the chat. It's a great artwork. Go pet the cats for you when I have time. Yeah, I will do so. They're both asleep right now, so I will leave them be for the moment.
Make a frittata. Baked eggs.
Taco frittata. Quiche.
That's a combination that does not appeal to me personally.
Tacos and frittatas.
Yeah.
Taco quiche.
I'm a big fan of like breakfast burritos. Can't eat them anymore, as I have been making them, so I'll have to figure out a different way to do it. Really, a big part of my adjustment is just like, one, the amount of food I eat, and two, how much salt goes into that food. So not to mention the amount of time I have not been watching that. So like, hopefully someday in the future I can, you know, indulge in a breakfast burrito or breakfast sandwich and it won't kill me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice. You can't keep doing this.
I used to have those sorts of dreams about pizza. Never again. Never again.
Non-pizza.
That's true. I didn't think about that. If I make my own pizza sauce and my own pizza dough, I could technically make pizza with no salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like dough without salt is kind of hard because like you really do need the salt to control the yeast.
You want a native taco? Oh, deer meat. That sounds pretty good. I don't know well enough to counter that, Druid. So you might be right, but I also am willing to try it.
That's
I'll try it out and see what happens. Like I've made like over yeasty pizza dough and under yeasty pizza dough. I don't know why I want to give her a riding crop, but I just think that's funny. She feels like a horse girl to me. Oh, it's because the Game Grumps were playing Wild Horse Adventure, whatever it was yesterday.
Sure thing.
Sure thing. So I still, my vision is, my left eye is fine. Like, right, nothing has happened to my left eye, but like, my right eye is currently like I'm looking through, I don't know, Play-Doh. It's bad. And so my eyes have been getting really tired, and like if I sit down to watch TV, I honestly just can't see much. Like I can't read text on the TV very well. And so I was watching them play that, and like the cursor was a riding crop, but it looked like an arrow, and I'm like, is this like an horse archery game? Like what's happening here? And it took me a minute. I'm like, oh, it's a riding crop. That makes way more sense. Just like I just didn't put it together. I couldn't see what was going on.
Dad, I'm sorry. That sounds very frustrating.
Apache, ooh. Got a good cheese substitute. Hashi Brown, I've been eating cheese. Like they sell crumbled goat cheese, which surprisingly doesn't have a lot of salt in it. So that plus my lactose issues, which might be related to the salt thing. I've been eating that. It's been pretty good. My body's not super mad about it. And I've just been putting it on everything. Great.
Cool.
Family was adopted. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My issue with goat cheese is every time I've had it, it's always tasted like the plastic it's wrapped in.
That is weird.
Yeah,
Are your goats eating plastic?
no, it's I don't know. To me, it has a very like astringent, plasticky taste, and I'm not there for it.
I have never eaten goat cheese that didn't taste like a dead goat wrapped in a sweaty gym sock.
Weird. Yeah, no, mine basically tastes like sour cream. Like, that's what the goat cheese I have.
Yeah, no.
Go to Winco, get some Monsieur goat cheese crumbles. It's real good. I think it's Monsieur.
Because, granted, I've always had like Chev goat cheese, which is like basically is like cottage cheese or goat cheese ricotta. And
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the grainy texture of either one, so I was like, why do I keep getting this? Oh yeah, people in my house like it.
Weird. I've heard good things about goat cheese and stricter diets. It's not good goat cheese. Yeah, that sounds like bad goat cheese, is what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Then again, like most American cheeses are not cheese, and they just taste like salt, which is delicious. But like, if you really love like American cheese, you're probably not gonna like any specialty cheese that exists. Cream cheese, sour cream, goat cheese, all have a very similar kind of weirdness to them that like mozzarella and cheddar don't have. So. Yeah, it just depends. The problem with goat cheese is that when it's like supermarket mass-produced stuff, yeah. So like, there's definitely some. Like I had some goat cheese Gouda, and it was just like, it's not great. It's not great. But just the generic goat cheese crumbles have been pretty good to me.
And then I've only ever had like goat feta that I could tolerate, but even feta is like feta cheese is a strong flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't handle feta.
I like feta. I like feta on like lots of stuff. I haven't had it in a while though. Last time I had, what was it? I'll make Heroes. Heroes are like a Greek salad with some lamb and put feta on top. Oh, so good. Homemade tzatziki, which I also shouldn't eat, but super good.
What's wrong with tzatziki? Is it just?
I mean,
I thought it was just like cucumber and yogurt and mint and
yeah. Turns out yogurt's made out of milk.
Oh right.
Which I didn't think about for a long time, and it hurt me. So
I forget that I can eat yogurt and you can't.
Oh, look at yogurt. Nope.
Yogurt
no, you can't.
and yogurt and butter are the only dairy left for me currently.
I think I could live off that. Like if I had to cut out dairy, I would hope I could take yogurt and butter with me.
Nice. Butter, I'm surprised to find the butter is not that bad for me.
Yeah, most people are, because it was like, especially for our generation, it was vilified for so long, right?
Yeah. Well, like compared to like canola oil.
Yeah, or any tub margarine.
Yep, tub margarine is terrible. But like the butter I have, it does have a little bit of like trans fat, or isn't trans fat, or it's got one bad fat in it, but a lot of good fat in it. And if you don't get it super packed with sodium, even with the sodium levels, like you're not eating a whole stick of butter. So butter's a really good flavoring.
Yeah.
If you can eat the fat. So it's like, it's interesting. It's something I gotta watch and look into. But
yeah. Can you do clarified butter?
You could. Clarified butter is fine for me because I can boil it, like it boils out the
Right, it boils out the milk solids, which
Mhm.
is what you've got a problem with.
And so, and even then, like for eggs, like a lot of people will use like a big pat of butter for eggs. Like you can just take the stick and like rub it on the pan. That is enough. Like
Yeah.
it's no butter.
I don't know. I need the fat, so I do a full tablespoon when I do eggs.
Oof, that's a lot. That's a lot for me. And that's too much for me. But,
Yeah. Like I said, I need the fat. Right now, basically the only way I'm managing to get 2,000 calories a day with how restrictive my diet is by putting fat in everything. Like I need the fat, and I do a lot better for it because of my particular dietary needs. I realize that that's not a thing most people can do.
I discovered this last 2 weeks. I need to find more carbs that I can eat because I had so much of my diet was pasta and bread, which is just jam packed full of salt if you buy it from the store, and it's like crap. I literally can't eat anything that I normally eat, and now I started watching my diet, and it's like I eat no carbs now, and I need to find something that I can eat.
Could you?
I suggest ice baked sweet potatoes.
Yeah, man. Raw potatoes are pretty good for me. I might do that. I might just eat more potatoes.
My mealy went to like grain substitutes like millet or.
It's true. I could just eat more rice, but I want to smother rice with soy sauce. It's so good.
Which is
Find
just
something else to smother it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and go make some lunch. Let's see if we can find anybody else who's streaming right now. Nope, nobody's streaming, so we're just gonna let it ride. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the well wishes and red lentil pasta. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm gonna have to check that out. This pasta bread is where I am. Yeah, brown rice. Brown rice apparently is bad for you. I'm gonna look that up. Not bad, like it'll kill you, but it's like it's not the healthier version of rice. Rice is the healthy version of rice. Brown rice is more fiber, but also more crap in it.
It also spoils faster.
Spoils, yeah.
Than white rice.
So,
it also has all of the fat in it. But like, there's also brown rice bran, which is pretty healthy. Like,
I shouldn't say it's bad for you.
Depends.
I shouldn't say it's bad for you at all. But I think people go to brown rice thinking it's like the more natural, better version for you. I don't think it is. I think white rice is kind of like is fine. Like you don't need to get healthier white rice. And brown rice is not the healthier version of that because it still has more stuff in it. So, still good, just not. Has the stream been frozen for like an hour?
No, I'm going.
Oh, I think I clicked back. So all of a sudden it was showing me rugby, and I was like, why am I seeing rugby right now? That's scary.
Weird.
I like the earthy hints in brown rice. Yeah, brown rice is really good. So.
I like wild rice and like chicken wild rice mushrooms.
Yeah, really good.
But wild rice isn't rice.
Yeah.
It's grass. Actually, is rice grass?
Grass.
Is rice a grain?
All grains are the seeds of rice. Or no, all grains are the seeds of grasses.
Yeah, so then is rice considered a grain? Or is rice something different?
Rice is considered a grain, and it is the seed of a grass.
Okay, good. My brain's
but like wild rice looks similar, and it does come from a grass, a wetland grass. So like they're very similar in a lot of ways, which is why it's very easy to like mistake them. But botanically, they are very distant. Yeah. Like they're not really related.
Lentils are good. Lentils are just tiny beans, essentially. That's what they taste like, anyways, to me.
Yeah.
All right.
I really like lentils. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm going to take off and go make some lunch. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. If you did want to get a commission, I had a few people talking about that. That hand is wrong. I need to push it out more. Doesn't matter. Contact me on Discord. I should have some spots open, hopefully, in the next few weeks here. I'm working on one right now. I have one more lined up, and then I have some little mini projects I need to get going on. So if you do want to jump in on one of those, let me know. And other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll see you either tomorrow on Twitch or Friday for more shenanigans. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.